most of the games y'all had big offense out versus season. It feels like y'all hit a lot of threes. Y'all just hit 6 today. To do what y'all did offensively, does that show what y'all's offense looks like at its best?
Definitely, and I feel like that wasn't even our best offense performance. We could do much better. We could play faster, and we can get the ball inside even more. And I give credit to Olivier. Once we got to him, he went to work, and we need him to do that all the time. But I would say we could be even better offensively.
What did it mean to get this win for Coach Barnes?
It meant a lot because last year it was a very emotional locker room after the game because we know the outcome, but this one was definitely a big one for him. Definitely, it meant a lot for us too.
Karthik, then Rob, then Grant.
Scott, there was a moment there late in the first half where you turned over the ball, then you came back, hit an and one. Lee Warner came up with the steal. You were really emotional, and then 2 free throws after that. What did that moment mean to you to turn the ball over, make them pretty mad, and how motivated were you to get right back at it?
I always had the next play mentality. So in that case, I was just thinking, I knew it was a pretty bad turnover, but I was just thinking, hey, it's going to be a game of runs. It's going to be some ups and downs. So just keep playing and keep being myself and don't dwell on that one turnover. That's what I was really thinking.
Zakai, we've seen you with double digits in assists. We saw you score 24 points a couple of weeks ago at Mississippi State. Tonight's the first night you kind of had double digits assists and also 20 plus. Are you figuring something out? Is it just a fluky game, or are you figuring out how to balance it?
Honestly, I would just say it was a good feel for the game because I didn't know that's what the box score said until after the game. Somebody had came up to me and said it, but I would just say it was a good feel for the game and knowing that just to take my open shots and to hit the open guy pretty much. But I would just say it was really just a feel for the game.
How you guys seem to play with an edge, almost an attitude. Do you think that's specific to tonight or the last couple of weeks? Is that something that's just developed in this team?
I think it's been something that we've been trying to develop, and we've talked about it in the locker room, developing our character and developing who we want to be known around the country, like what type of team we are, and we always want to be the type of team that everybody says we're gonna play the hardest, we're gonna fight, no matter what the score is, no matter how much we're up, we're gonna give it our all, we're gonna play with a lot of emotion. So we're definitely just still building with our character as a team.
Ben, then Rick right behind you.
You gave Olivier his flowers earlier, but Rick talked about just how great you all felt for him to have this performance tonight. Can you just kind of speak to how you and the rest of your teammates feel about Olivier's performance tonight?
Well, he coming into the game, he had some really good practices, and we knew that Olivier was going to be that go-to guy early on because the type of practices that he had, he was just amazing. Whether he was getting the ball, whether it was defensively, he was just really active. And so coming into the game, he was that same exact player, and nothing changed. I would say nothing at all, and he was just great overall. And I just give all my flowers to him. He was really great out there.
Zakai, you guys had College Game Day in town today. You did an interview during it on ESPN. Was it kind of difficult to manage the pressure throughout the day with all the extras, or was it just business as usual?
I would say it was just all business. There was no type of pressure at all because whether College Game Day was here, whether they were or weren't, it was going to be this type of fight no matter what. We knew going into the game how important it was, so I wouldn't say it was just all business. There was no type of pressure.
Coach Barnes talked about how they knew that you were going to go to Olivier because they were going to guard the guards tight today with the pick and roll. Talk about the relationship you have with Olivier in the pick and roll, and how was it so successful today?
Well, I have a great relationship with Olivier off the court. We always, no matter where we could be eating food and we'll just start talking about basketball. Like, hey, you can hit me on this, and just know on this I'm gonna start running to the basket harder, and just you can trust me. And just I feel like it all started at that point off the court, and we just got closer and closer. And on the court, I always know that if I throw it up, he'll go get it, or even if I try to make a special pass, or if it's a bad pass, that he'll give the extra effort to go get it. So I know just off of the relationship off the court that he'll make that extra effort from me on.
You mentioned that desire to just always play hard and not stop no matter what. How much of that comes from Coach Barnes and just who he is with you guys?
I feel like a lot of it does, but I feel like a lot of it just comes from us and the type of relationships that we all have off the court. We are really truly a brotherhood off the court. We do pretty much everything together. If we're all hanging out with each other and one guy doesn't come and hang out with us, we get mad at them. We say, hey, yeah, you gotta just come hang out with us. So I feel like it always starts off the court and just the type of brotherhood we have just together.
Paige?
Coach Rodney talked about the physicality of this team, and they weren't really able to adjust to that. Then you look at Coach Barnes and the timeout late. He's still really taking those timeouts pretty seriously.
Yeah.
What is it about this team that you guys really do thrive on that physicality, and you don't ever let off the gas?
Yeah, well, we're big on being, we're big on playing like grown men. That's what was going around the locker room a lot. That we just gotta be out there and be grown men. We can't let anybody out physical us, and that was one of the key points for us to win this game and to win many more games. That we gotta be just men out there and be ourselves and don't let anybody run us off cuts, run through our chest, and anything like that.
Weston, Ben?
Zakai, I know you've had a lot of moments defensively, but there was once tonight where I think you got matched up against a 6'8" or 6'9" guy in the post and just kind of ripped the ball away from him and got the ball out of bounds there. Is that, I mean, how much did you enjoy that one? Because I know that can't be the matchup that you want, really.
No, it's definitely a matchup I want. I wouldn't say that there's any matchup on the court that I wouldn't want to get into. I feel like no matter who it is that I could guard them, that's how I look at things.
Zakai, you all, or Texas scored more points than you all were allowing this season, but you also held Texas below its season average. How do you think Coach Barnes is going to take that and watching the film? Is that are y'all okay with that, or how would that be perceived, I guess?
Yeah, well, we're definitely not okay with that. We know that we're not perfect. We still have, people say we're a pretty good defensive team, but we know that we have many points that we have to get better at. And tonight, even though we won and we did really good, we had some really good plays, we know that we had some really bad plays and that we need to fix those. So that's all I can say about that.
Zakai, what was your reaction? We heard Olivier had a really sick dunk yesterday in practice. What was your reaction when it went down?
Man, I lost my mind. I remember seeing it. I was on the court and he drove, he got at his feet, and all I could just say is I'm scared for anybody that's under that rim when he got at his feet. That's all I can say.
All right, Zakai, thank you very much.
Thanks, Zeke.
No, thank you. Thank